Don't know, but I'll start. Right, okay. Anyway, I'll start reading. Okay, ladies and gents, I am truly honoured to have been asked to deliver the toast to Lassies at this most prestigious event, at this most splendorous venue. I took a phone call from my very own Tony Doran, there he is, just before Christmas, asking me to do the toast to Lassies. This being only my second ever burn supper. I'm English in case you didn't notice. And now, having been rather inebriated at the first, I didn't really remember this part of proceedings. So I made the assumption it meant standing up, saying you all look great, which you do, by the way. You look very nice, actually. Saying a bit of that, cheers, thanks very much, sit down. That's what I thought it was. I did a bit of research. I was wrong, very wrong, as it turned out. To my bloody shock, actually. Right, so, one website referred to this speech as the humorous highlights of any Burns night. This worried me a little bit. Researching further, another said, the challenge is to deliver a balanced, witty and sincere toast without causing offence. Immediately I thought, shit, they've got the wrong person, let me stop. But no, it turns out that, you know, the cards have been dealt and here I am, so I'll do my best, okay? So, historically, I've done a bit of research and, you know, I want you guys to know that I don't, you know, I respect the Burns tradition and all that, so I've done my research, I know the history a little, so we'll go. So historically, this speech has been given by a male guest in thanks to those women who have prepared the meal. In that respect, I would be thanking Susie and Paul of the Merchant's Restaurant in Grassmire. But what I'm sure you'll all agree has been a lovely meal. Though I'm sure, ladies, I mean, had any of you done it, it would have been great. It would have been brilliant. Any volunteers, please see Tony behind the bar. It will lower the prices for next year, so if anyone wants to do it, I'll be loving it. Great. So, like I said, I think Keith did a great job. You know, he really did fill us in on Burns' sex life. That was brilliant. But, you know, I think it is important to ponder a little longer on, you know, his relationships with women. It's kind of the point of my little bit, I suppose. So, I think it's safe to say he was a bit of a shagger in his day. So, a bit of history now. Listen, no, hang on, come on. Ears open, right? You might learn something. Okay. Those of you who didn't listen in P6 history, fucking now's your chance. Right. Now, his one and only official wife, well, it was his wife actually, was Jean Armour, right? He met her in 1784. He did, however, bear a child with Elizabeth Patten in 1795, a year later. Now, being a bloke, I did want to give him the benefit of the doubt here. And, I thought he must have gotten her pregnant just before he met Jean. However, as I read on, I began to think maybe Mr. Burns might have been more of an ideal candidate for a Jeremy Kyle shirt. Just as you think there's no more, we drag another skeleton out of the closet, which I must say is an already bulging closet. And that is definitely true of Mr. Burns. The following year, he had his first child with Jean, outside of wedlock, I might add. On hearing she was pregnant, her father forbade her from any further involvement with Burns, as they weren't married, and he dragged her away to Paisley. Fucking punishment enough, That should go better than I thought, isn't it? Mr. Burns, Robert, Rabby to his mates, I believe. He did all he could to win her back. Roses, letters, phone calls. I don't think he did that then, but whatever. He did it all. So he's written down, he said he tried his arse off, apparently, and he couldn't get her back. She wasn't having it. Because back then, girls did what their daddy said. Not anymore. If he lived now, it could have been different, but there we are. Anyway, it turns out a few years later, his dad gave in, and as he was doing well as a poet and being a big Scotsman and stuff, she let him continue. Anyway, I'm losing my place now. Right. Anyway, Burns all he could win it back. Yeah, we've done that. Okay. Now, at this point, if anyone wants to say I'm wrong, with their memory of history from school and stuff, just write it down and turn it behind the bar, that's fine. Okay, anyway, believing at this point that he'd been abandoned by Jean, he thought he was single. He was like, I'm single, that's fine. Now this reminds me of a recent episode, actually similar to our first 15 captain. That guy. Those of you who don't know, this guy. The guy you couldn't even put on a fucking shirt. Look at the station. Right, okay. Anyway. Excuse my language, sorry. Anyway, Mr. Jamie McFarlane, Jar to his mates, okay. He decided a little prematurely that his relationship with a certain lady was over. Rather than just telling her, he told his mates. Now, needless to say, she found out pretty quick, given the speed of mouth of this rugby club. If only it was the speed of brain or speed of foot, we'd be doing better in the league, I reckon. Okay. In all, Robbie Burns, to his mates, he bore 13 children altogether. I thought that. Yes, you say that, lad. You say that, right? Had he been alive today, I haven't got the exact figure here, but he would be knackered on child support benefits. Now, I did try and do the calculation on the internet, but I must say I got a number of funny looks over my shoulder at work on the top. So there you go. Let's just say it'd be a lot. Okay? Now, Robert Burns, he obviously had a great love of women, womanising. And I'm sure had he frequented any of the Edinburgh Northern events, socials, what you call them, he would even have been, he would have been probably quick around the birds, or the girls, ladies. And he would have been faster around there than our very own Stewie, Jurassic. Our very own Wade Killer and Edinburgh Northern. Probably with a bit more success. Sorry. There's got to be victims of these speeches, you know what I mean? Yeah. Good. Which brings me on to the relationship. I had timed 15 minutes for this, but you guys are laughing so much, it could be longer, I'm sorry. Okay. Just cut me off when you're bored. Okay. It brings me on to the relationship he enjoyed, that women have enjoyed with this great rugby club. Many have introduced ladies to this rugby club in their time. A number of them have found the gents to be very hospitable, I would say. Ooh. Wilson, flatmate, so that worked out. I even brought down my sister. Here she is, down there. Right. You know. I'll even take the piss out myself for a And in some cases, I don't know, they've just turned up. And, as of recently, Jarv, Chris, you know who you are, Paddy Doran, you've even shared them around, you know?
Where is Isla?
She's not here, I'm sorry, don't tell her, you know who she is, don't say it.
It's on YouTube.
One thing I think is evident with Robert Burns is that he could have had a bit more respect for the Lassies.
He's the only one.
Is that wrong? Did it? I don't know. That was my opinion. Again, if you don't agree, postcards beyond the box. Okay. Now, that is one area I reckon he had nothing in common with the gentlemen of Edinburgh Northern sat in this room. Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. Now, ladies, those of you that have come along this evening with your partner, I'm sure there was a time when even he dreamt of living the life of Robert Burns, flitting from floozy to floozy. Lida, I can assure you, I'm an exception. But, you know, ladies, now you've got your claws in. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Now the guys, they've settled for you. No, that's not right. Wrong again. Now that they're totally devoted to you, that's what I meant, that was it. Yeah, now that they're totally devoted to you, I'm sure that your gentlemen of Edinburgh Northern are totally yours, and no, I couldn't say they could be nothing like Robert Burns in that respect. Some of them might be eloquent and stuff, but in terms of that, we're all good lads down here, so don't worry about that. Okay, next. Okay. Such is the great respect for women at Edinburgh Northern, we've actually done up the toilets. Now, this was actually quite a big bit of a speech, but you could have not mentioned it earlier. As I understand it, there have been some great memories in those toilets. You can ask for more details behind the bar of Mr. McFarlane, or with another unnamed, recently engaged member of the playing club who can't be here tonight. Say no more. Okay. As a recently elected or press gangs member of the committee at Edinburgh Northern, I was privy to the vast sums of money that have been spent on making a visit to the bunker even more enjoyable for you fair lasses. Upon the completion of the toilets, a number of us chaps ventured in there. Before, there was no girl in here, of course. You know, just have a look. So we ventured in there to inspect the handiwork of Blythe and Blythe. Thank you, Mr. Horner. They're cracking. So we strolled in. They're cracking. Got tea. Good time to start drinking this speech, I think. We went in there, wondrous toilets, we thought, marvellous. Where am I again? Okay.
You're in the ladies' toilet.
One of my fellow mates in the club, who's more Scottish than me. I'm going to try a Scottish accent now. Right, okay. Right. We were in there. We thought it was great. One of the lads, it might be you, Gary. I can't remember. There you go. Fuck, you know, you think you're doing self the one of the posh London hotels, eh? Those of you that are offended, I'm sorry, that's my best step.
I don't understand, it's been okay.
I'm on page 4 out of 9 at the minute.
Well, a break.
Okay. There you go. Anyway, that evening, the first lassies arrived to use said facilities. We eagerly waited in the bar in anticipation of these first customers as they returned to the bar from the restroom. I call it, is that nice? It's a restroom, Michael. Okay. Well, what do you reckon of the new toilets, girls? There's no sign on the door, there's no fucking mirror. Sort it out. That was the response, okay? Thousands of pounds, and that was the bloody response. Right. Okay. Thankfully, these issues have since been rectified. Pretty much today, I think. What I think we can take from this little story is that us men, we adore you, lasses. We adore you. We go out of our way to please you and ensure you have the best that our money can buy, you know. And you know what? You're still not fucking happy. About 25% of the girls are laughing. Fuck knows what the rest of you think. Well done. Okay. Anyway, I would like to think, you know, high expectations, let's call it, is one of the things that makes men and women differ. I recently read. If we have a quick, if we shut up, I promise. I'm getting all this, Jason.
YouTube.
Here's listen.
I recently read about a science experiment that was undertaken. The scientists, that's where I start trying to tell a joke. I hope this is funny, right? The scientists set about in search of a treatment to be given to men. And the idea was it would make us more like women. And resultantly, hopefully, more liked by women as a result. I believe all the scientists were men, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. So, after endless testing with makeup, perfume, estrogen pills, they finally had some success. What they did was, they locked 8 men in a bar for 80 minutes and forced them, it was hard, it forced them to consume 8 pints of beer in 80 minutes. It was hard work, it was hard work. Particularly for some of you softer drinkers, Tony Doran. Okay. But they were amazed by the results in trying to get us guys a bit more feminine. Some of the chaps, they became completely irrational. They started arguments, they couldn't even finish them, and they stormed off to the toilets when they started to lose. Some became uncontrollably emotional, just when the bloody song changed. One bloke refused to go to the toilet on his own and dragged off 2 other lads as an entourage, went to the toilet, sat down for a piss, then got up and said there was no fucking mirror. Sorry, Lassie, I'm sorry. There were times, ladies and lassies, and whatever we say, you can be unbearable. You do without doubt always win. You can't fucking argue that now. And have the last word, either through sheer stubbornness or in some cases intelligence. As shown in this. Which I think is shown in the next anecdote. We started off friends, haven't you? You're giving me eyes, you know what I mean? Okay. We'll tell you a little story. Hopefully it'll break the ice, girls. Because apparently someone fucked it already. I told you there's no F's in it. There aren't any F's on the page. I'm just feeling out how it's going. Anyway. So, a couple went on holiday to a fishing resort in the north of Scotland. I don't know any of them, but anyway, the husband, he liked to get up and fish at the crack of dawn. The wife, she liked to read.
Is that euphemism?
I think they're as old, Stuart. They're as old. So, older than you guys. You know, nobody's old enough for this in here, but yeah, you've got to look forward to this table particularly.